Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Niger Delta Today. This is a program brought to you by ADBN TV. We're broadcasting live from our live studios here in Uyo. Today we'll be looking at some of the challenges within the Niger Delta region. My name is Xavier Robert and we'll be spotlighting what affects all communities. Healthcare at the grassroots, the issues are many. We'll talk about immunizations and maternal care. A lot of issues affecting the people of the Niger Delta region. I'll not be doing this alone. My co-host Sifan O'Day joins. Sifan, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Sylvia.
It's weekend and you're playing the princess role.
Yeah, looking cultural.
Look at you.
It's Niger Delta
beautiful.
from the region.
Yeah.
So we'll just go straight into the matter, starting with our story of interest. Well, our story of interest today, the federal government has assured Nigerians that passports will now be delivered within 1 week of enrollment, following sweeping reforms in the issuance process. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, gave the assurance on Thursday in Abuja during the ministry mid-tenure performance retreat. He noted that the new system was designed to eliminate long delays and extortion that once forced citizens to wait 6 to 7 months or pay as much as 200,000 naira to fast-track processing. Now across Niger Delta, the announcement that passports will now be delivered within 1 week has sparked a mix of hope and skepticism. For Niger Delta residents, it's not just about travel, it's about access, equity and efficiency in a system that has too often failed them. Some state residents in the Niger Delta complain paying over 160,000 naira for a passport whose officially cost is way lower. They also lament sometimes waiting nearly 10 months for what should be a routine document. Now the Nigeria Immigration Service promises speed and reform, but here is a deeper question. Will these reforms survive the old culture of bottlenecks, rent-seeking and inefficiency, or is it this just another reform that sounds great on paper but struggles in execution? Well, we have Obong Marvel Essien, who is an organizational development consultant, standing by to throw more light on this issue.
You're welcome on the program, Obong Marvel Essien. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, I can hear you.
Yes, well, when you hear of a 1 week time frame announced by the federal government, what does this mean to you? What comes to mind first, especially when you look at the years of neglect of that particular department of government that is concerned with passports issuance? Do you think that this is a step, the right step forward?
Yeah, certainly, Xavier, this is a step in the right direction. I can't help these days but to give credit to the current administration of President Tinubu in regards to the reforms that he has been undertaking. And in this particular aspect of the reform, it has been a country-wide germane problem that we kept, facing problems of getting passports. You can imagine a lot of instances where people may want to travel for one business trip, even for medical trips, and their passports are delayed. You have to wait 6 months, 8 months before you can get a passport. And without this passport, you cannot, of course, travel. And today, we have a need for a reform in that department of government. So you see, all the bottlenecks associated with this, if it's taken out as it is intended to, then you would also observe that we are going to have more ease in this direction of doing business. You see, the passport issue has been very, very challenging, and to say that we are going to be having our passport within 1 week, of course, that is very much achievable given the benefits of technology, what technology can do. And of course, there was no need for most of these bottlenecks, except for the corruption in the system. And if a government has come and is serious about removing these bottlenecks, removing this unnecessary bureaucracy that has been affecting our ways of doing things in the country, has been affecting ease of doing business in the country, then it's going to throw us in a very good light to the international community regarding the ways we do things, especially in the aspect of introducing more security in the passport in itself to be able to give credibility to the Nigerian passport for anyone carrying the Nigerian passport.
All right, Mr.
Especially in the Niger Delta area here. Hello?
Okay. Okay, Mr. Marvel.
Yes, please.
Okay, this is good news for the people of Nigeria and the Niger Delta as a whole. However, there are lots of reactions accompanying this news. Some is as if there's a lot of distrust in the system. Why is it so? And how do we get people to, believe that the passport, this something is actually...
You said a lot of what?
Distrust. And people are saying, wow, here they come again. How are they going to achieve this? So why is it so? And how do we get people to, trust the system again?
Yes, truly, you see, a lot of things have been happening in the past that may have made citizens to lose confidence in government. And it has to do with the ways that you introduce policies, and before you know it, the policies are not well implemented. You see things turning the other way around. But of course, it doesn't deter government from continuing to put in efforts to see what they can do. Like I said earlier on, that when government is serious about reform, then we are likely going to see the benefits of those reforms. We have seen reforms in other aspects of government that has really paid off, especially in this recent government. So the Minister of Interior has shown a lot of seriousness in the ways that he's going about things. For someone like me, I have a lot of confidence and trust that in this scheme, having provided the technology, though there are things that we still need to work to achieve. That is, when it comes to the enabling factors, like if you're having this technology, the issue of power comes in here also. So if we are able to have power and we are able to have these systems in place, then we are likely going to succeed. But for the people, you cannot but continue to encourage government to be transparent in the ways they are doing things in order to change this culture of distrust about what government is doing. Government has said this is what they want to do. It is the best interest of the whole country to put trust in it and see how they can achieve it. And once they are able to achieve this thing, within 1 week you have your international passport. Government will regain the trust. Trust is not something that we can command the people to start trusting government. Trust is something that would have to evolve into. So the burden is on government now to show that they can live up to expectations, and in this manner, see that these things are done in the way they have promised that is going to be done for the benefit of all Nigerians.
All right, Obong Essien. Well, there was issues of extortion also mentioned by the Minister of Interior, Tunji Ojo, and he spoke about the fact that this new system is going to ensure that it plays down on human interference in the generation of these passports in timely fashion. Now, when we talk about extortion now, he spoke about that, but then we've not really heard cases where persons who were found culpable in these acts of extortion are being brought to book or made to face the full wrath of the law. What now serves as deterrent to persons who might still want to, influence the system?
You see, this issue of corruption is a very complex issue. So sometimes I, of my opinion, would think immediately a system like this is set up, is meant to reduce corruption to the barest minimum. No need for us to look back so much about what has been happening in the past, but to be futuristic and look into the future on what this new system can achieve. So, for example, now that we have seen that there has been corruption, the government now takes steps to remove the human factor from the processing of international passports. We also know that immediately this human factor is removed, then you have removed the layers of work that would have been very, very cumbersome, or those things that would have made people to say, come, let us find a way of speeding up or processing these things in a faster way for a fast track it. If people now look at it that you can also fast track it by yourself by just picking up your system and you are at the portal and you are getting your passport out within hours, then a lot of people, like the minister has said, some approval levels have been removed. So it means that within 24 hours, these things can be approved, and the rest of the things will just have to do with the logistics of getting these passports out. It is better we concentrate on this program, on this system, on this current system that has been put in place to remove the human factor from it and speed up things in a manner that corruption is reduced to the barest level. For example, by the time we are able to achieve this, then a new culture would have been formed within the system, and you will find all these other systems being more productive.
All right. Thank you very much, Organization Development Consultant Obong Marvel Essien, for speaking to us in Niger Delta today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Marvel.
My pleasure.